Good morning, everybody. Boy, has a lot happened since I last talked to you. Hold on. As you can see, I am clearly not in Rowena. Sadly, because I can't be in Rowena right now. Oh my god, the steering wheel is so cold. Rowena got broken into. Ugh. So she doesn't have a driver's side window, so I can't really safely drive her. Luckily, my dad is working from home right now, so I'm just taking his car. Although hopefully Rowena should be fixed. Are you going? Because you can go. Okay, thank you. I gotta get used to my dad's car. I haven't driven this thing in so long. And I also need to scoot forward a little bit more because I can't actually. Okay, there you go. I know I can reach the pedals easier. But yeah, so, hopefully we're gonna get her fixed tomorrow morning so I can be back in her tomorrow night for jujitsu. But as of right now, I'm in this one. So fun times. Yeah, I've been on the biggest roller coaster of my life. So I know I mentioned previously I do tarot. I like tarot cards and all that other fun jazz. And I did a tarot timeline reading semi recently in the not so distant past. And I forgot I have to automatically I have to turn my dad's lights on. They don't turn on automatically. Yeah, okay, turn them on. And the timeline was basically like very up and down. You feel like you're on top of the world. Oh, sorry, it's cold in my nose. This water just tasted. Hold on, bear with me. You feel like you're on top of the world, and then lots of bad things, and then you're doing great, and then lots of bad things, and then you're doing great, and lots of bad things. Like, it was a roller coaster, and it had 23 items for how long it was going to take me for this thing to happen. 23 cards basically doesn't necessarily mean 23 days, 23 months, 23 years. The way I like it, so the way it was described to me was events, like big events in your life. 23 big events that could take place over days, hours, minutes, seconds, I don't know. Years or months or years. The other way I've heard it explained that I really like is different soul lessons. So different lessons your soul has to go through before this thing can happen. And y'all, let me tell you, those cards had a sense of humor in telling me that I was going to be on a roller coaster, because I am. The day I found out that my friend passed away was honestly one of the best days ever. I was on a life high. I felt so good after coming off of jujitsu. I had a great jujitsu class. I was like, look at me tackling this life. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. I'm doing so great. Only to come home and find out that my friend had passed away. Her funeral was on Friday. Obviously not the best day. Friday night was pretty good because I pegged my best friend to drive down for dinner, so I could spend time with my best friend. And I accidentally turned the brakes on instead of the blinker. This switch hits differently than mine. Okay, this is fun. She came down and we went to the restaurant that our other friend worked at that neither of us have seen for ages. So we had a nice little miniature reunion party of best friends. I've been waiting to get them together again, so it was nice. Then I had the shoot in the other state the next day. So luckily my friend lives closer to that state and our state, because the state line wasn't too far away, but like it's the difference between an hour drive to at most a 40-minute drive, which at 8:45 in the morning is a very big difference for me. So I spent the night at her house, left, ended up having an amazing day on the student films that, like, honestly, it was fantastic. Got to learn how to be sound mixer with a cool piece of equipment. I got to hear how the world sounds through that of a boom mic, and let me tell you, it was one of the coolest things in the world. Like, if I could just hear everything in the world from a boom mic from now on, I totally would. But Saturday night was really rough. Like, really, 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 really rough for me. I ended up having to get my feet wet, which is fine. Like, I don't care. But the weather was on the chillier side, and I got my feet wet and my shoes wet at 10 a.m. This is only important because of what happened later. So I got my shoes and feet wet at 10 a.m. Why did you... That was... Okay, I was gonna say, but that was not the smartest choice. There's a truck broken down on the turn lane, and this car was in the right lane, and then gets over next to the broken down car, and I'm like, normally try to give them berth, like wider space, but then he got into the turn lane, so that's fine. But so my feet were wet since 10 a.m. Okay. Parked my car around 8 a.m. because I got there actually like 40 minutes early, which was fine because I got to help unpack, which was cool. I don't go back to my car until about 6 p.m. only to find that Rowena had been broken into. They didn't get away with much. They only got away with my purse. There wasn't actually much in my purse, so joke's on them. Nothing of extreme importance or value was in my purse, minus my Samsung watch charger and a pair of cheap Bluetooth headphones. Yes, the purse and the wallet were name brand, but like they walked out with a book which like has sentimental value to me. Like, I'm really annoyed because that book was also like an expensive book. They walked out with a book, dry shampoo, dry conditioner. They did get my favorite hairbrush, so I don't know how I'm going to even replace it because I don't even remember where I got that hairbrush from. So that annoys me. Hold on. I'm going to... There we go. Give it a more stable ground. Like my Aquaphor, my extra masks, gum. So the point is like I didn't actually lose too much. I got very, very lucky, and also I'm broke, and I already canceled my cards and had the family I work for cancel their card that I had on me. So like they didn't really get away with anything. However, the problem is I was in the middle of a place that I'm really unfamiliar with a car that's undrivable, with wet feet since 10 a.m. and the temperature's not getting above 50. Which doesn't sound too bad until you're standing out there in the cold and the sun starts going away and it's windy, and now it's low 40s and you've had wet feet. I also didn't really eat and I didn't really drink at all. So I can't safely clear the glass off my seat because I'm shivering and shaking too hard because I start getting cold. I also haven't gone to the bathroom at all that day. So, you know, like it was bad. But obviously I made it out safe because I'm here able to do this with you. But long story short, I almost died of hypothermic shock. Of hypothermia. Definitely started going into hypothermic shock. Was able to call the police and beg them. Yeah. The police where I was at The police officer who came to help me was fantastic. The dispatcher, because they're like, ma'am, I told you already, they're gonna take your report over the phone. We're not sending out anybody for car thefts like that because of COVID. I was like, that's fine. I don't care about stuff. I don't care about the report. Screw my stuff. Because I finally managed to get a tow truck. I've been now sitting for like over an hour in my car, freezing my hiney off, trying to find a way to get out of the situation, whether it be tow truck towing me home or somebody helping me clear the glass out of my seat so I can drive my car home. I was like, I don't care about my stuff. I genuinely don't. Screw my stuff. I'm looking at sitting in here in the dark for over an hour by myself in a place I don't know, freezing my butt off. I'm scared. Please send somebody. I'm not sitting out here for an hour by myself in the dark, in the freezing cold. It's not happening. Send somebody. And she goes, okay, ma'am, I will have an officer come and check on you. Like, I had to fight for it. So the officer came and was super polite. Because also, you guys, you have to understand, the hardest thing for me about that whole experience is I am my best in a crisis. I truly am. But because I was shaking and shivering so hard and everything else like that, and actually at one point I stopped. I started shivering literally uncontrollably. My entire body was shaking. It was crazy. I'd never experienced anything like that in my life. And then I stopped shivering and shaking and was just sitting there, which means my body was giving up on trying to keep itself warm in its extremities and started just focusing on my core. So, but the cop came. I'm hysterical and I feel bad for being hysterical, which makes it even more hysterical because, again, this is normally my time to shine of like, all right, let's get down to brass tacks. Shit hit the fan. I'm ready. I literally could not be ready. And I did not like that. I don't like feeling helpless in that kind of way. Like, I was a very uncomfortable feeling for me, and I felt ridiculous having to call an officer to help me. He was very kind. He calmed me down. He goes, hey, stop it. That's what I'm here for. He asked the house that I was parked in front of, because I was parked in front of the house, if I could use their restroom. They're a high-risk family. I already asked them. They said no. Oh, you butts. You can't have a Go Healthcare Worker sign in your yard thanking all the healthcare workers and then have a Go Trump sign behind it. I'm not sure if that's actually the same yard, but it looked like the same yard, and I'm annoyed. Anyways. He goes, hey, stop it, that's what I'm here for. Like, so he asked him if I could use the bathroom. He walked out with a pair of socks instead, which, let me tell you, I understand how Dobby felt. I have never been so excited to see a pair of socks in my life. So he helps clear the glass out of my driver's seat enough to drive, and ended up shoving some of it under my seat, which is fine. We vacuumed that out. It's okay. And then he goes, ma'am, can you get out of your car? And I was like, sure. And he goes, come on and sit in my seat. So I sit in the car. I sat in the passenger seat, and he took my report and like blasted the heat on me to help me warm up until we had done taking the report. He offered to let me follow him to Target so I could go to the bathroom. He put a trash bag in my window to help keep the heat in. I ended up having to take that down because he didn't have any tape on him, and I couldn't go to Target and buy tape because I had no wallet. So let me sit with him in the car for a little bit and warm up and everything else like that, and then I got home safely driving my car. I feel really bad for the tow truck driver because the tow truck people didn't really they gave me a callback number, but they said it so fast and I was not the most coherent, so I did not catch it. And my insurance agency, bless them, the guy who hired me the tow truck, or called the tow truck for me, took me seriously because I had called them a couple of times. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I need to get out of here tonight. I'm stuck. I'm stranded. And I'm freezing my butt off. Like, I'm scared. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. So he was the only one to really take me seriously about the kind of situation I was in. So he wasn't even able to give me a reference number for the tow truck. So when I called back, there wasn't even a record of a tow truck being called for me. So because I tried calling back to cancel the tow truck, and there wasn't even a record of it being called for me. So I was like, well, sorry tow truck, I kind of gotta ghost you. Sure enough, the tow truck company calls me, and it's lucky because like it was 10 minutes later than I was expecting, which I already gave them like a 10-minute berth, so 10-minute window. So, you know, that would have been over an hour of me by myself in the dark, shivering my butt off. Luckily, I had some blankets, but they weren't doing much. They were doing not much. I had 2 blankets and a sweater, and then I was doubled up on hoodies. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm fine. I am working through it. I'll be okay. Cause last night, obviously Saturday was rough. Yesterday was difficult trying to recover from everything, especially because also like it's really crappy. My friend has been buried for 1 day, and already something massive happens in my life that I wish I could tell her about. And I couldn't go home, and I couldn't go to her house, and I couldn't tell her about it. So it's great. It's great. But the roller coaster went up again last night. It did not come down, as far as I can tell. So waiting for that other shoe to drop. Yeah, I'm a little paranoid. It's 2020. What do we call it? On the student film, there was a guy who was a professional. Volunteers his time helping out beginners, filmmakers, guides them and make sure that they got what they need and that they're okay, gives them advice on set, blah, 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 blah. He also works on 48-hour film projects. Long story short, he offered me a spot on their team when post-COVID. Which is a lot of film sets, 48-hour shoots, everybody wears different hats. It's so exciting and so awesome. And also, I may have gotten cast in a horror movie. Unpaid, but, you know. And the guy is making my portal leave. But we'll see how that one turns out. I don't want to say too much, because this video is open to the public, but we'll see how it turns out. I'll keep you guys updated, obviously. Also, a couple of the other students wanted me to help out on their set. I think I might have to turn one of them down, though, because I think it's on a weekday. I can't do that. But yeah, so, good things all around. What time is it even? Okay. Oh my god, daylight savings is a thing. And I looked at my desk clock and it told me I was an hour late. Oh, hard to talk. Alright, so I'm gonna awkwardly lean in close to you because I got my little window. Okay, cool, yeah. Oh, ew, what's on my glasses? Oh yeah, they got my glasses cleaners. They got my special glasses cleaner. They got one of my favorite cloths. Oops. I is annoyed. Oh, they also got my water bottle. Don't munches. I just bought that water bottle. It's one of the fancy circle water bottles. Oh, we didn't get the light. Because there's a bus on one lane and the car in front of me. Neither of them were pulled up enough to actually trigger the light. Also, I gained 10 pounds of muscle. I know because none of my measurements have changed, but I stepped on the scale and it was 10 pounds heavier. It's actually the heaviest I've ever been. It was disconcerting. I just gotta think about the positive. Because my numbers haven't changed, which means this muscle building up underneath my fat. That I'll accept. But yeah. I haven't eaten much in the past 2 days. My body kind of forgot how to digest food, I swear to God. I tried eating Saturday night. Oh, that was the other fun thing that was happened Saturday night. I watched the... Sorry, I keep trying not to get political. What's going to happen? I donated money to the Democratic Party of Wisconsin in order to see a live stream version of Rocky Horror Picture Show with an amazing cast, and Tim Curry was there. I love Tim Curry so much. So I got to do that at night when I got home. They also did a Princess Bride one. That was nice. The Princess Bride script read was amazing. Also, Rosario Dawson as Magenta is one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. So, that is my update. I'm not sure I'm gonna film in this car again, but I at least wanted to give you guys an update of what's going on. Okay, I'm so not used to these brakes at all. Like, gonna have to give a wiper because I'm gonna need something. Not actually. I found out as I was trying to replace my driver's license. I have plus 4 points on my driver's license for safety. I is a safe driver. Don't let anybody see these videos who could say otherwise. Also, I'm really glad that I get to drive home in the daylight again and not in the middle of the dark. So, that's nice. I appreciate that. Okay. Whee! Oh, but also now, real fast before I leave, Rowena's getting the spa treatment now. She's getting completely cleaned out, and then she's getting detailed. Not that she had much to get cleaned out anyways. The truck's a little bit of a mess. She's going to get detailed, spa treatment, make her as good as new, minus her mileage. Anyways, I'll see y'all later, Katers.